Hi, my name is ALANO, and I am one of the ambassadors for UVA, which is United Voices Against Rape, and I'm also one of the founders of empower.org.ph. Well, I'm really passionate about fighting against rape here in the Philippines because 10 years ago, I was raped myself. When I was 19 years old, I was drugged and raped by a celebrity, and I never spoke up about it. I was told that in the industry, if you spoke up about it, that you get blacklisted and you don't work anymore. So I kept silent for 10 years until I found out that the man who raped me had raped other women. And they went public, so I came public to support them and tell them, hey, this has happened to me as well. And what happened to me was intense public backlash. I did lose all my jobs. Like it was told to me 8 years ago that if I came forward, I would lose all my jobs. I did. I became blacklisted. I couldn't work anymore for a year and a half. I didn't get any gigs. For an industry that I've been in since I was 18 years old, it's very difficult, you know, and to kind of have that reality come to life that if I spoke about something that was true and that needed to be dealt with, and I finally had the guts to come up and speak about it, you know, to be bashed publicly and to be told I was a liar and a whore and to just be really exposed to the rape culture that we have in the Philippines made me feel like something really needed to be done. There is a big problem with rape here in the Philippines because, for one, we don't even talk about sex education. Our sex education is so basic, and if you don't teach kids the difference between consensual sex and rape, how are they really going to know the difference? They have the media. I mean, we say we're conservative and we don't talk about sex and, oh, it's taboo, but it's being shown on TV, it's in teleseries, it's in movies. We're allowing for American media and, you know, all over the world to be shown here, which has sexual connotations, but we're not teaching kids, oh, but if you do this, this is rape. And, oh, if you do this, this can be considered sexual abuse. We're not telling anybody that. Plus the fact that until 1997, our laws stated that rape was a crime against chastity. So you could be, it could be proven against you if you've been sexually active before that, you know, they could say you hadn't been raped because you were already sexually active. Parang ganon. The only reason that I can speak up about rape in this country after I was raped is because I grew up in another country where I was taught by my British mother, if you get raped, you should speak up about it. And you know, it's not as simple as that. There's a lot of shame attached to it, and there's a lot of dealing with it. You have 20 years to file a rape case because it's a heinous crime. So you have time, and it accommodates for your trauma. But our system isn't built that way, you know, and people aren't being educated about it. And that's why, you know, I spoke about it, because I feel like here, because of the lack of education, there are a lot of people, there are millions of people in our country who have been raped that don't even know a lot of the time that they've been raped. Like, until I came forward, some people didn't even know what had happened to them. And they wrote to me and said, oh, I was raped pala. There's so many problems dealing with rape in the Philippines because there's so much resistance. For one, people don't want to look at rape at all. Like, they don't want to talk about it. It's taboo. Ay, hindi nangyayari yan. Ay, hindi, wala yan, wag mo pag-usapan yan, nakakahiya. You know, so we have this hiya, shame thing, so nobody's talking about it. And that's the main problem, is that if actually people started to talk about it openly, like how they talk about sex with their buddies, you know, oh, pare, meron akong babae kagabi, blah, blah, blah. You know, if women started talking about, man, I was raped a month ago, and this guy just did this thing to me, blah, 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 there would probably be 10 people around them that would say, I know someone who was raped, or I was raped too, or I was sexually abused. Because it's so common here. There's a rape reported, I think, once every 30 minutes. And that's only 10% of all of rapes, because only 10% is reported ever. So that's, you know, inaccurate statistics. So how many people are there in our country who have been raped? And sexual abuse and incest are rampant in our country, okay? People don't want to talk about it because it's in their homes. And it's always the shame factor of, ay, pamilya natin yan, nakakahiya yan sa iba, huwag mo na sabihin sa iba sa labas. You know, and we are allowing, you know, even if we said rape culture doesn't exist, fine, you know, people say it's a feminist thing, fine. But our culture in itself allows for rape to be perpetuated and normalized, which is what defines rape culture, right? And in public, we're seeing rapists be allowed to be out in the open on TV, make money, and be role models for people. You know, and we know that they're rapists. This is the thing. So this really is a matter of having to be dogmatic about getting on people's cases in the justice system. Our system is not efficient at all. For one, the rape kits are out of date. If you've ever had a child, you can't use them. You know, they can't prove anything for you. So even if you go through the process of the traumatizing fact that after you've been raped, you have to go and be swabbed by somebody else and get this test done, if you've ever had a kid or anything, it's not going to help you anyway. There's just more trauma. Our processes are too long and drawn out for victims to be able to be effective witnesses for rapists.
Wala rin pong mangyayari. Halimbawa, may mga babae nagsasabi na pag ang mga boyfriend nila, mga asawa nilang nagsabing, ay, huwag kang mag-shorts, huwag kang pupunta dyan, may mga bastos dyan. Sinasabi nila, ay, mahal ako ng boyfriend ko, kaya inaalagaan niya ako. Ang tanong ko sa inyo, sinasabi ba niya sa mga kaibigan niya na huwag maging bastos? Na huwag mang-rape? Na huwag mang-hipo? Hindi eh. Huwag mang-joke ng bastos? Hindi eh. Sinasabi lang nila is, kasi ang mga lalaki talaga bastos. So, dapat iwasan yan. So, huwag magsuot ng maikling damit. Kung gusto talaga natin magbago ang bansa natin, magbago ang mentalidad ng mga tao, kailangan pag-usapan yung mga ganyang klaseng bagay. Halimbawa, magre-rape joke. Halimbawa, magsasabi ng mga bastos or ang mga lalaki magtatawanan o magsasabi ng, uy pare, sarap ganyanin yan. Ganito, ganyan. Pero hindi natin pinapag-usapan yan. Laging nasa babae ang responsibilidad na hindi maabuso, na hindi ma-rape, na hindi mahipuan, na hindi mabastusan. Ang mga trato ng lalaki sa babae dito, mali. Akala nila okay lang mambastos basta hindi asawa nila, basta hindi girlfriend nila. Paano kung yung girlfriend mo nabastos sa mga kaibigan mo? Or nabastos na mga kaibigan ng mga ibang lalaki? Bakit hindi sinasabihan ang mga lalaki na huwag mambastos sa babae? Hindi lang porket nanay mo hindi mo babastusin. Hindi lang porket kapatid mo hindi mo babastusin. Lahat naman ng babae kapatid ng ibang lalaki. Lahat naman ng nanay ng ibang lalaki. Pero, paano kung hindi mo nanay yun? Babastusin mo ba yun? Sinasabi pa rin naman ng mga lalaki na ang lalaki kasi walang kontrol eh. Hindi nila mapigil ang mga sarili nila. Ganun ba? So, pag nasa labas lang kayo, manghihipo lang kayo kasi wala kayong kontrol? Nasa simbahan kayo, mangre-rape kayo kasi wala kayong kontrol? Hindi eh. Nasa pag-iisip nyo yan. Akala nyo wala kayong control. Meron naman kayong self-control eh. Kaya nyo pa naman mag-control. So, bakit hindi sa lahat ng situation? Bakit hindi natin binabago ang pag-iisip ng mga tao na hindi sexual object ang mga babae? Na hindi dapat hipuan, hindi rapin ang mga babae? Bakit hindi yun po ang pinapag-usapan natin? Laging sa maiksing damit. Lagi sa anong susunod ng babae, paglalandi ng babae. Pero, gusto rin ng lalaki na sexy ang mga girlfriend nila. Gusto rin ng lalaki na maganda ang mga girlfriend nila. Pero, basta pagka-girlfriend kita, huwag ka magsusuot kasi baka bastusin ka ng iba. Ang sinasabi po natin is pwede pala maging bastos na lalaki. Tapos ang babae ang dapat umiwas sa mga bastos na lalaki. Hindi ba dapat baguhin ang pag-iisip na ito? Ayun po ang tinatanong ko sa inyong lahat, Pilipinas.
On this Thursday night, welcome to the program, 24th of April, 2014. My name is Mo, and this is Good Times with Mo, the podcast, Season 3, brought to you by Globe. Do check us out with the phone number of 880-9294 or Skype, the Good Times podcast, as well as Viber or texting, 0927-214-1981. Take your love problems, life questions, sex issues, whatever you want to throw out at myself and my very good friend, who is here usually on Thursdays if we don't have a holiday or she doesn't have a gig or anything like that. The very smart, very beautiful Kat ALANO. Hey, Kat, what's up?
Hi, Mo. I missed you. I haven't seen you or heard you for a while.
We haven't had you on for quite some time. Well, of course, we had Holy Thursday last week, and I think the week prior you were busy. So it's been, about 3 weeks, I think, the last time you've been on the show. But it's nice to have you here. You're always a great contributor when it comes to advice, and we got a lot of questions lined up. Plus, I wanted to talk to you about something that I read online about yourself, and I'm not sure if this is something that you're gonna, an article that you've been plugging or anything like that. But shit, I've certainly read it once or twice, and I even retweeted it, and I want to bring that up a little bit later as well. But you know how the show works. People call in. We talk to them about their problems, or if they have a question about any kind of random, interesting thing, we're going to go ahead and tackle it. So let's start. You know what we've been doing a lot, though, Kat?
What?
Shit, and I've been saying this almost every day. We have more international callers now than we have local callers.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't know, though, man. It's bothering me. I was driving last time. Like, is it a good thing that we have more international calls? Yeah, I guess so. But, I mean, like, it's summer in Manila. Let's go, guys. And then of any place in the Philippines, we get more calls from Cebu than any other place as well.
Yeah, but are the international calls from, like, Filipinos abroad or like foreigners?
Yeah.
Well,
no. They're about 90% of them are obviously Filipinos that are abroad. But I'm just, like, come on, Philippines, let's go,
locals. Man. Well, people are on vacation, so if they're out of town or something, they don't have internet connection in the province a lot of the time, so
True.
they don't call up as much or watch as much.
Or they're doing shit. It is summertime, so I'm going to hang out. I'm going out. I'm going out every night.
Late. And I think we should encourage the going out, right? Not sitting in front of your TV all the time, except to watch the podcast.
Now you're ridiculing my life, because that's what I do. I like to sit in front of the television all night long.
Well, is it cold outside where you are?
No, it's not cold at all.
I don't know. I was going to save you with that. Like, well, nobody wants to go outside in the cold, but yeah, you just you just threw that one out.
We are getting a lot of teenagers calling the show, though, more than ever. So I think that's a good thing as well, because it is summertime and these kids don't have school. So let's start with the teenage life. Talk to Likes, who's 19 years old in Manila, and she's on line 6. Hey, Likes, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hi, Likes.
What's going on? How can we help you, dear?
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh, you are?
What?
Fantastic.
I'm sorry. It's kind of crappy here. The internet's kind of crappy. Sorry.
All right. Well, let's speed it up then. What do you have? What's the question for us?
Hello.
What's your question for us, Likes? What do you want to ask us? Why'd you call us?
Okay. I have a boyfriend. Well, it's my first time to have a boyfriend, and I feel kind of pressured, and I don't know anything about love or boyfriend or anything. What do you think is the best thing that will satisfy him?
Whoa.
You know what, Likes? I have a feeling that you want to ask us about sex, but you're a little shy to really get to the point. Okay, how about this? Let's just pretend that you've had sex 100 times already and you're ready, like you're confident and you're comfortable with the topic. What do you truly want to ask us?
Yeah.
Wait.
Are you a virgin? How about that? Let me ask you. Let me start interviewing you. Are you a virgin?
Yes.
You are.
Oh, okay.
How old are you again, Likes? How old are you? 19.
I'm 19.
Okay, so you're
that's
a virgin.
Why you're shy.
New boyfriend. Is your boyfriend a virgin too, or he's like experienced?
He has the experience.
Yeah, she sounds disappointed.
Like he's not virgin.
Are you okay? Are you planning to lose your virginity, and is that why you're calling?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Wow, there's an airplane next door.
No, I think it's like a motorcycle or some shit. All right, anyway, never mind. So you're a virgin, you're 19, this is your first boyfriend, and are you 100% sure you're ready to go? Is he pressuring you? Is he talking to you about it? Or is this something that you just kind of, you're deciding without any outside influence by his penis?
Yeah, like how long have you been with him? Do you love him? Are you sure that this is a man that you trust to take your virginity?
We've been 5 months already, and I want to experience it kasi. And
okay, so you sound
I'm just curious about what it feels. Kaya I want to.
Okay, how far have you gone? How far have you gone right now? Are you, like making out, finger blasting? What have you and your boyfriend done so far?
What? Come again?
What have you done with your boyfriend so far?
How far have you gone?
Yeah.
Like what base?
We're just kissing, that's all.
So no fondling? Not even like boob touching or like penis touching?
No.
Nothing?
Wow. Boy, you're jumping into the deep end right away, huh? Okay, now one last question, and then we're going to get into the whole you having sex with him. Do you masturbate?
Yes.
You do?
Good
so
girl.
you know how to make yourself orgasm?
Yes.
Yes! Oh my gosh, Likes, high five!
That's all right.
Good job.
Good start, baby.
Good job.
Now, when
Well
you
done.
when you masturbate, when you masturbate, do you put something inside you, or do you just kind of rub the outside of your clitori?
Just rub.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think a cat, she should kind of maybe like, poke herself a couple times with something just so she kind of gets the general feel, like a little warm up?
No, I don't recommend that, because if you don't know what you're doing, if you poke it around in there, you could really hurt yourself. You know what I mean?
No. When I say poke her around, I'm talking about like grab a fucking vibrator. Or like,
I know. But that's what I mean. Like, you could put it up there, but if you're like angling it wrong or something, you can really hurt yourself. Like it won't feel pleasant if you're not really sure. It's like asking her to handle a penis for the first time when she's never had a penis.
Yeah, but see, that's the thing, because the reason why I'm saying this, and you girls, of course, know more than me about this, is if you're gonna have a guy penetrate you, I'd like you to practice a little bit more on yourself, so you're not shocked at the feeling. You're like, what the fuck? You can actually still kind of concentrate and enjoy it, because, there's a connection there that if you pull out a vibrator, you don't have to set the fucking thing on the vibrator on full blast. I mean, you don't even have to turn it on, but at least practice, what it feels like.
Being penetrated.
Yeah, and then because you know where the good parts are and where the bad parts are and what's supposed to feel what, that when he puts his penis in, you can then angle him correctly so that you enjoy it because you've had a little practice on your own.
I guess, but like I'm saying, I get what you mean by that whole like practice the penetration thing, but it's really difficult to penetrate yourself and get it right. You know what I mean? I mean, some girls can't even do it when they're fingering themselves. So,
right, but if you let a guy and his own strength do it on his own and his own fucking desire, then even if he's angling it wrong, as a guy, he's still gonna push that fucking thing in because he wants it bad. At least if you pull out a vibrator on your own and you push yourself in, the moment you feel any kind of like, ooh, you can, immediately take out. That boy might not take out.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, you're asking her to lose her virginity with a dildo.
No, because I'm not saying. No, it's how you define the virginity. I think the virginity. She's not going to lose her virginity even if she puts fucking 2 vibrators in her, because it's not so much the penetration for me as it is the experience.
No, I know. It's not really that I'm talking about. I mean, it's like your first thing that's going to be inside you is going to be a piece of plastic. It's not exactly romantic. You want your first time, especially because it's uncomfortable for like your boyfriend to be the one who kind of guides you through it. Like it's going to hurt.
Okay, all right. So we're 2 different schools of thought here, but both very healthy. You say it better that it be a real guy. I'm going to say she's not going to marry this fucking douchebag anyway. It's just going to be, this is going to be 1 of 10 before she eventually settles down.
I know, but it's going to hurt either way. Either way, even if she does do this thing with the penetrating of the vibrator, or if she waits, it's going to hurt either way. First time is always going to hurt. It hurts. It sucks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That we have to get off the bat. Mike's, it's going to be awful.
Yeah. The first time is going to suck. It's not going to feel great. Like, unless your guy really takes his time and like gives you lots of foreplay and everything. I mean, it's going to suck because it's going to hurt. Like it will.
How about this? How about you give him a hand job first and then go home, and then 2 days later give him a BJ. Kind of work your way to the sex. What do you think, Kat, about that?
Yeah, I think
just so you're not shocked.
Yeah, I think that you guys need to warm up. Like, you need to get the making out, going to the fondling of the boobs, and then maybe the grabbing of the butt, and maybe the stroking of the vagina and the penis. Like, feel each other out a little bit. Like, know what you're dealing with. If you've never even touched his penis before, I mean, giving him a hand job's like, what the heck am I doing? She could be pulling it for all she knows, and she's like, this is what I'm supposed to do, right? Like, so you gotta
I think it'll just make you more comfortable, because maybe when you see your first penis, you're like, whoa, that's a fucking dick. Okay, what do
I didn't know
so many
like
things.
That.
Yeah, so many things are going on in your head because you've got penis, you've got touching it, you've seen it, it's red, it's angry, it's bouncing around. It's like, what the fuck is this? At least if you've given a couple hand jobs prior and maybe you've blown the guy, even if you see semen for the first time, it's like, what the fuck is that liquid? At least you've seen it, you know what it's like and all of that stuff, that when you in fact will have penetration sex, then you're a little bit more relaxed because the penis is not so foreign. That rigidness of the penis is not so foreign to you. You've actually held it in your hands a couple times already. So I don't know, man. That's my thing. Warm up a little bit, continue to make out, a couple hand jobs, maybe a BJ. Always remember, though, when you finally decide to get, your virginity done, that number one, please don't let it be at some shitty place.
Yeah.
Like, please don't let it be at a motel or any kind of like vehicle or anything.
Yeah,
I mean,
don't
if
do
you're
it in a
really
car.
ready to go, likes this guy, you're not going to marry this guy. So at least your virginity, make it an experience that is romantic, is nice. You pull out all the kind of, spend a little money on a venue, do something really special prior to doing it. Because this guy's not going to be a part of your life forever. He's unlikely going to be part of your life forever. But you know what's going to be there? The memory of losing your virginity. So make it something
Special. And also, you know what I think you should do is, I think that you should teach him what pleasures you, and you should ask him what pleasures him as well. I think that would work really well. It will shock him because most guys aren't used to women asking them what makes them feel good. But like, if you're gonna try and give him a hand job, ask him like, is this how you like it? Am I doing it the way that you like it? Because if you're doing it wrong and he's not telling you because he's too polite and you guys aren't enjoying it either way, like it's just kind of dumb. So
yeah, but Kat, when you're 19, you could sneeze on my dick and I'm happy. It's oh yeah, thanks, man.
Yeah, but
Anything when you're 19.
she's asking how does she pleasure him? What's the best way to pleasure him? So I'm saying, like communicating with him is probably the best thing. And like teaching him how to get you off, like teaching him where to touch you, how to touch you. Like a man, no matter what he says, okay, a man will love to watch a woman get off. Mo, am I right or wrong?
Yeah. I mean, definitely. We're in the business of satisfying.
Exactly.
And if we see you satisfied, we're good.
Yeah. So if a man sees that you're being pleasured by him or he's doing something right, I think, is it also like a kind of a win situation for a guy too? If he gets a girl off, he's like, oh yeah, I did it. I'm a stud.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
So there you go.
That's why we have the paranoia of, say, coming too fast. Like if we come, because in the end, if we come too fast, meaning what? We achieved faster. We should be happy about that. But we feel sad about coming fast because we didn't give the satisfaction to the female. So, yeah, we're definitely all about making you guys feel really happy.
Awesome.
And really, satisfied and stuff like that. But again, likes, this is a big moment for you. So, again, first off the bat, make sure that you're ready to go. Second, please, protection. I don't want to be I'm sorry, Kat, I'm taking your lines here, but
go do it.
You have to use protection. No, doesn't matter what he says. There's no such thing as pulling his dick out right before he comes. But you don't get pregnant. That does not exist.
Yep.
You will get pregnant. I promise you, if you guys behave that way.
Yep.
So a condom would be nice. Birth control pills maybe even better, since he is your boyfriend and this is the way you guys want to go. If he's not cheating on you or any of that good shit, then, you might want to consider that. But if it's going to be your first time, you have to have protection.
Yeah.
All right, Likes?
And also, Likes, Mo, can I just do a public safety thing here too?
Yeah,
Likes,
of course.
Having sex isn't just about having sex with your boyfriend, okay? He's probably going to say at some point he wants to have sex with you without a condom because it feels better. Whoop-de-doo. Not a good thing, okay? Sex is responsibility. As soon as you start having sex, things can happen to you. You need to make sure you can afford to go to a doctor if you get an infection at any point in time, if anything happens to your vagina, if it starts to smell funny. Any of those things are not normal, and you need to take care of your vagina when you're having sex. And if you are going to have sex without protection, being pregnant is no joke, and getting an abortion here is non-existent. And illegal abortions can kill you. So be responsible about having sex.
All right.
All right. Thank you so much, guys.
I'm so excited for you, Likes. Yeah, baby.
Well, if I did that thing, I'm going to call you guys and tell what happened.
Yes.
Call us back after.
Yes.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Please
do it.
All right, baby doll. Thanks for the call.
Thanks, Likes. Take
Good
care.
luck.
Thank you so
Bye.
much. Bye.
Yeah. Her vagina's big smile. It's like salivating.
She's like, yeah, I'm going to lose my virginity.
Yeah, man. She's never held a dick. Like, she's never given a hand job. Like, when the girl I lost my virginity to, she was my first girlfriend, and we were like 15 or something like that. I probably had maybe 25 blowjobs from her before we even actually tried to do the sex. Like, there was at least fucking 36 finger blast sessions and, maybe 100 hand jobs before we even thought about, like, going the whole way.
Yeah,
And that's what I mean. It's like, so by the time you do in fact do the deed, the penetration part, you're comfortable with the genitals. You're comfortable with seeing it in its raw state. You're comfortable with everything about it, how it feels, and all that good stuff.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of weird that she's never even touched a penis or seen a penis. Like, that's why sex right away is kind of like, whoa, hang on a second. Like, you don't even know what it looks like yet, No,
absolutely, man. So, yeah, Likes, and then the number one thing, here's the thing, and I want to repeat it again. Please, a good venue.
Yeah,
a good venue. Just
absolutely.
because you're not going to end up with this guy. I guarantee you're not going to end up with him. So you live that kind of virginity moment forever, that it was in a nice place, whether it be a nice hotel or you did something nice prior. I mean, shit, you know where where did I lose my, I lost my virginity with that girl in my roommate's room because I was staring out the window at the same time, making sure that he doesn't arrive, that he doesn't come home. So I was looking out the window while we were losing our virginity because I was like, is he here yet? No, hurry up quickly. And then just pump as fast as you can. Okay, hold on. Baka dumating. That's, I mean, and then
Oh my gosh, Mo, that's so
you
funny.
live, you live with that. That was 21 years ago. And I still live with that moment like, Jesus, I could have done that better.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Right? Could have done it better.
Oh my gosh.
All right.
Super funny.
We have Chris here on line 6. She's 26 years old in Caloocan, and then we'll take a commercial break. Chris, you there?
No, not yet. We have someone.
Oh,
on
not
5.
there.
Yeah, no
Oh,
one
5.
on
Who's on
6.
5?
We have Tony on
Mark.
5.
Oh, Tony.
Tony,
Okay.
Oh, you're
Alright.
just pulling names out of the air here?
Well, the thing is, it'd
Mark,
be nice if
Bob,
they told me
Joe.
that we have these people. But shit, they like to run
Yeah,
their own
interns.
ship.
No,
I
it's
like
an
my-
intern.
I like to
I'll
run my
tell
own
them, I'll
ship.
tell
here.
them.
They're keeping you on your
here's the
toes
number one
today,
thing.
Mo.
Let's tell Mo first before we tell each other, because he's going to ultimately make the quickest decision about it all.
Well, while we're like waiting, do we have somebody already?
Yeah, we do have to. Tony,
Oh, okay.
line 5. What do you got? Hey,
Tony.
Pico.
Tony? Tony.
Pico?
Tony, yeah.
Fuck tired Pico?
Tony,
Yeah, I'm here.
Tony.
What's going on, buddy? What's going on?
Tony's
Where's my
there.
Tony? Oh, okay.
There.
So
See?
he's just like the
See?
silent type?
There. See?
Hi,
Oh.
Tony.
See?
What do you see? I said Tony like 7 times before he was...
Yeah, it's his fault,
All right.
not mine.
Tony, what's up, buddy?
He's
How
not-
old are
he's
you?
not
Where are you
listening.
from?
I'm 21 years old from Haguni, Bulacan.
Nice
Mo.
to meet you,
Gonoy,
Tony.
Yeah.
Pasensya na.
Tony, okay lang. Basta lumapit ka na lang sa microphone. Medyo malayo yung boses mo. It's a little far. Can you just get closer?
Pasensya na, kinakabahan
Yan,
ako.
Tony.
Ah,
Huwag
there you go,
kakabahan.
there you go.
Don't be afraid. We are here to help.
Tony, I'm
you.
from Bulacan as well, man. You and I, dude. We grew up together. What's up?
Kababayans.
Mo, Tagalog na lang ako Di ako
Of course.
fluent
Of
sa
course. Of course. What's up?
Ano meron,
Ah.
Tony? Tony?
Tony.
Hinimatay ka ba, Tony?
Tony boy.
Mo,
Go.
may
Yeah.
problema kasi ako sa ex ko. Matagal
Ano
na kaming break. Pero nagsisex pa din kami. Ang kaso,
Yeah.
may BF siya. Alam mo yung
May ano?
gumaganti lang
May
ako sa
BF.
mga ginawa niya. Sa akin na cheating nung kami pa. Paano gagawin ko? At saka, free pussy kasi eh. Hirap pumanap ng ganun ngayon eh. Am I going to stop it na ba or continue it na lang to para i-continue revenge?
Paano ka ba kumukuha ng revenge?
Wait. Did she cheat on you with her new boyfriend? Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
So,
she
bumabawi
cheated
ka
on
lang.
you with a new boyfriend, and you want to take revenge by having sex with her still.
No,
I don't
he
think that's-
has been.
Yeah. No, that's not revenge. I think
Yeah.
he's trying to get revenge on the guy because he's like, hey, you fucked my girlfriend when she was my girlfriend. Now I'm going to fuck my ex-girlfriend while she's your girlfriend.
Why is this girl not just
That's
staying with the
awesome.
person she's fucking?
Well, because she's a fucking whorebag, but that's fine. All right. What's this guy? Tony, this is what I want you to do, bud. All right. I mean, you did say she has, the Kobe beef of vagina. You can't find it around here. I mean, like you said, pussy niya. Sobrang hirap mahanap ng ganyan, right? So it's high quality. If you're okay with the idea of him finding out, going to your house in Hagonoy, and beating the shit out of you for fucking his girlfriend, if you're okay with that, then continue to have sex with his girlfriend. That's fine. My point is this. When you bone someone else's girlfriend, and I have many times, you have to be ready for them to knock on your door and beat the shit out of you. Like, that really is the game you're playing.
But can he beat the shit out of him if he was sleeping with his girlfriend when it was his girlfriend?
Oh, yeah. No, totally. That's why there's going to be a fight here. Because
Okay.
he's going to find out.
Yeah.
He's going to find out eventually that you're boning his girlfriend. That's,
So they have to
the-
fight with each other, and this girl needs to stop being boned by two guys who really should just knock each other out?
Unless they're in it for the sex. Like, unless they're both in it for the sex. Like, if they know each other, like, bro, you slept with my girlfriend. He's like, yeah, sorry, dude, she's hot. That pussy's one of a kind. He's like, I know that pussy's one of a kind. Do you mind if I taste some of that still while you're, because just, let's just go ahead and think about it as all sex. And if they get into some sort of mutual agreement that they're not going to be upset about it, then yeah, they're going to both continue to boner.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yun na nga eh. Mas gusto niya, parang lagi niya sinasabi sa akin pag mas gusto niya ako kasi sa boyfriend niya.
Eh, bakit hindi niya breakin yung boyfriend niya?
Yun nga hindi ko maintindihan sa kanya.
Kung
Basta yun lang lagi
sakaling,
niya sinasabi sa akin.
kung sakaling breakin niya yung boyfriend niya, gusto mo ba magkabalikan kayo ng girl na yun?
No. Kasi para sa akin, hindi na siya wife material.
Oo, so, ibig sabihin mo, no?
21 years old, wife material.
Niloko ka niya with this guy na boyfriend niya ngayon. Tama ba? Tapos ngayon, niloko ka niya yung boyfriend niya with you.
Yes.
Yeah. But remember, Kat, what you're missing out here, you're missing out a big point here, Kat, and you really got to absorb this one. Are you ready, Kat?
Okay.
Her pussy, one of a kind.
It's
okay?
magical.
Like Kobe
Right,
beef.
Yeah, magical.
Magical,
Okay.
magical vagina.
Mahirap mahanap ng ganyan na pekpek sa Bulacan. Okay, Kat? So that's the part that you really
All right,
have to
okay.
absorb here.
All right, all right,
Thank
all
you.
right.
Thank
It's
you,
important.
Jesus,
I
come on,
understand.
all right, yeah.
Kobe beef of vagina must be, dang.
Yeah, you gotta
dang.
keep that. You gotta keep that
It's a
nearby.
different kind of roast beef.
Yeah.
That's
Okay, so anyway, back to Tony. Listen, if you want to know what you're gonna do, obviously I know what you want to do, and I'm here to satisfy what you want. You want to continue to have sex with this girl, right?
Tony,
Tony.
he just got on a
All right, let's just
train
hang on,
and
hang
it's
on.
going
Fucking hang on.
down the railway
Listen,
tracks.
put Tony on hold. Tony, just listen to this shit on the download. Here's what it is, guys. Back to it, man. If you want to fuck someone else's girlfriend, just be prepared. That's all. Some guy's gonna knock on your door, gonna beat the shit out of you, stab you, shoot you, or do something like that.
But where
if you're
does it-
fully aware of that could be a consequence, then yeah, go ahead, bone all you want.
Where does it end, though, Mo? You know what I'm saying? Like, how long do you keep boning your ex-girlfriend who cheated on you with this other guy, and now she's dating him, and now you're just
I
boning?
think
Like,
if you're
how
a
long do you-
guy, it ends until she says it ends.
Really? So you could go years like that, and it doesn't matter?
Yeah, but it never really goes. It doesn't ever go that far.
So somebody
think
always
it- I
gets
don't-
beat up, and there's always a fight.
Yeah, or just, some sort of turning point in the relationship or whatever. Something happens. I mean, this poor girl obviously has got it
some
all wrong.
issues,
I mean,
too.
yeah, issues like fucking mad. I mean, we don't know
Yeah.
what kind of family she grew up in, so there's a lot of shit going on there with her. And that's usually consistent. Like, again, with girls that I've slept with who've had boyfriends, they're all the same, man. There's a ton of issues there. Just, they're just fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
But as a guy, I mean, when you're a young guy, you keep doing it until they don't want to do it anymore. But that's not good advice. That's not the right choice to make. But it is what you do. I mean,
I
people, right?
guess.
It's what guys do. I'm just gonna go
That's
ahead
it.
and make myself available as long as you want me to be there.
Sure,
And
you
then
want to cheat
if
on your
your
boyfriend with me?
boyfriend-
Why not?
Yeah, if your boyfriend comes knocking on my door one day looking for a fight, well then that's my problem. That's my consequence of my actions. But right now, shit, I'm getting free sex. An ex or not an ex, doesn't matter. I'm still getting free sex. From Kobe beef of pussy.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing I keep forgetting because I'm like asking,
Yes.
like, but if she cheated on you, then it's not like da da da. But it's like, okay,
Aha, but
Kobe
no.
beef of vagina.
That's
I got
right.
it. I got it.
That's
right, right.
This is
okay.
prime rib.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. All
So,
right. Get it.
You know,
Get it.
very difficult to turn that down. So,
I'll remember that.
yeah, please remember that. So, Tony, that's what it is, man. There are consequences to your actions. If that pussy is so delicious that it's worth getting beat up one time, big time, then continue. All right?
I think
All
he's
right,
gone.
buddy.
All right.
All
Great.
right, thanks, man.
Congrats.
Thanks,
All
Mo.
right.
Good luck.
Enjoy. Yeah, enjoy.
The Kobe beef of vaginas.
That's when you're 21. Now, if the guy calls, because I don't want people to go, Mo, you're just awful. You're fucking people's lives up. You're wrecking families and relationships. No. If the guy called and said, someone's wife and, their kids involved and we're in our mid-30s and, blah, 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 then I'm like, stop it. There are families and stuff like that. But when you're fucking 20 years old and your guys are passing around some chick who's just been cheating on the both of you. And like, really? Why not just enjoy, right?
Yeah, but
It's
I'm
different when
like
you're married
asking,
and
what
all that
else are
shit.
you passing around? Just as you said, passing around.
Oh, well, right. Well, that's you with your STD
I
talk
know,
and all that
right?
stuff. That's
Condoms,
true. Again, okay,
guys. Condoms.
put that also on consequence. That's a consequence of your action. You fucking around like that with you're as casual as you are with your penis in your vag,
Yep.
then yeah, there's a chance that you're gonna get screwed.
Yep.
But if you're not married, you're 20 years old, you guys are kind of stupid, young, and whatever. Yeah, go ahead. Continue to have sex with her.
Bone away. Do it.
Yeah, if you get your ass kicked, then you learn. Next thing you know, don't fuck someone else's girlfriend. You've learned.
Oh, man.
That's how it works. Let's take a break. When we come back, we got a lot of show here tonight. Phone number is 880-9294. Skype is the Good Times Podcast. You can even text us at 0927-214-1981. That number also for Viber. Hey, guess who's on the show tonight? It's Kat Alano. Follow her on Twitter at Kat Alano. Back after this. Don't go away. I don't know if you've noticed, Kat, but Pico here not only has his own microphone now,
I know.
but the motherfucker's got a camera.
I know,
on him
right?
now.
And I'm like, wow, we just flipped it. Oh, that's not my face. That's Pico's face. Hey.
Guy thinks he's part of the show, like a host. We got mic time now. And when he is on cam, he has a... it says his fucking name underneath, like as if he was part of the fucking program. That's awesome.
No, para it's uniform for all of us.
Next thing you know, starting tomorrow, guess what? He's going to be putting on foundation, a little bit of powder.
He's
some
like your
concealer.
Chewy.
He's on camera now, guys. Love it. All right, hey, back on the program. It's 880-9294. That's the phone number. Skype, The Good Times Podcast. Text us 0927-214-1981. Let's get to some more of these calls. And let's start with Nikki, who is 27 in Makati on line 5. Hey, Nikki, what do you got, buddy?
Hello.
Hi, Nikki.
Hello, Nikki.
Hello, Kat.
Hi. What can we do for
What's
you
up, Nikki?
today?
May question lang ako.
Okay.
Yeah,
Ano ba yung-
go ahead.
Ganito kasi may problema ako. May wife ako, pero naghahanap pa rin ako ng iba.
Okay.
Sige. Is your wife with you right now? Is that
Tapos
why you...
nung tinesting ko siya, parang nasarapan ako, parang gusto ko nang gawin siya lagi.
tinesting mo na. So,
Tinesting ko na.
nakipag-sex ka sa ibang
Kung
chicks.
nakipagdo ako sa iba, may asawa din siya. May anak, dalawa. Oo.
Oh.
Pero walang hindi sila kasal. Pero may anak siya.
Okay. So,
Tinesting ko.
katrabaho mo ba
Ang sarap
tong
pala.
babaeng to?
Ba't
Medyo
ganun ba
Kobe
talaga
din.
yung feeling?
Ano, no?
Ganun ba talagang feeling pag nagawa mo yun? Hanapin mo na siya.
No, not really. I mean, there are a lot of guys that when they cheat on their wives, they feel guilty. And there are a lot of women who cheat on their husbands. They feel guilty. And they behave completely opposite of what you're doing. You were cheated on your wife, you loved it, and now you want to do it more. That just shows what kind of fucking asshole you are, Nikki. So,
Grabe. Hindi.
Yeah,
kasi
right?
Parang nung nagawa ko, parang hinanapan ko siya. Ang sarap pala na hindi lang siya
Variety.
yung pinafuck mo. Meron ka pang pinafuck na iba.
Okay,
Diba?
Nikki,
Parang masaya.
may tanong ako. Ano yung tanong mo?
Yan yung tanong ko, dapat ko ba bang ipagpatuloy ito o talagang tigilan ko na siya kung talagang mahal ko yung asawa ko?
Mahal mo ba
Gusto ko
talaga
lang-
yung asawa mo?
wait, yeah. Do you love your wife?
Mahal
Do you
mo
love
ba
your
yung asawa mo?
Mahal ko pero may times na parang nawawala yung pagmamahal kasi hindi nabibigay yung karampatang yung tungkol sa issue na yun. Tungkol sa sex issue.
Hindi binibigay ng pussy eh. Do you have kids? May na kayo?
Nikki, do you have kids?
Nikki.
Meron.
Ilan?
Isa.
Isa.
Boy or girl?
Lalaki.
Future criminal. Love it. And, okay. Well, here we go. Listen, Dick. The more you...
Here we go.
I'm trying to be happy about it. Yeah. Nikki, listen,
Yep.
you have a responsibility, okay, to your family. I know that a lot of guys cheat on their wives, especially in our country. Shit, we fucking wife cheaters, man. But you have a responsibility to your child. You have a responsibility to your wife. You have the responsibility to just be at least trustworthy. And if you want to cheat on your wife, I want you to tell her. If you that's what I want to happen. If you want to continue to cheat on your wife, I want you to ask her permission to do so. because then you're not lying. Because it's fucking awful that if your family looks up to you for the person that you are not. I don't want your son to idolize you, but yet in the fact you're just lying to him about who you are and what you stand for. I don't want your wife to think how happily married she is to a wonderful man when in the back room you're a fucking douchebag. If you want to cheat on your wife, I want you to get permission from your kids and I want you to ask your son, is it okay if I cheat on you guys? And if he says yes, then go ahead. Fuck all you want. But if you don't have the balls to ask your wife and your son if you can cheat on them, then I don't think you should be doing it.
Ganito naman kasi, sa akin naman wala akong ginagastos, di ba? Yung babae sumasagot kasi parang may trabaho siyang maganda. Actually, engineer yung babaeng pinapak ko. May 2 anak. Tapos siya sumasagot sa akin sa lahat ng bagay. Pero yung sa akin, yung bilang tatay ng anak ko, ginagampanan ko pa rin naman.
Oh, so you think everything's financial?
Oo.
So you think everything in this world is just a financial
Porket
thing?
binabayaran mo yung mga kailangan ng anak mo, okay lang na may kinakantot ka na ibang babae, ganun?
Hindi kasi parang, hindi ko kasi naranasan na ganun, na mag-cheat dati. Ngayon ko lang naisip na,
let's take the word, okay, wait. Hold on. Nikki, let's take the word cheat. Maybe this is going to help you understand what I'm talking about. Do you like sports?
Yep.
What sport do you like?
Player.
Okay. Are you okay? Do you follow a team? Do you have a favorite team?
Yep.
Who's your favorite team?
Local or
it doesn't matter. Local,
Anywhere.
international, doesn't matter.
I follow Indiana Pacers.
Okay, Indiana Pacers. Let's say you're the Pacers and I'm the Heat. Okay.
Yep.
Is it okay that I cheat to win games? But just as long binabayaran ka naman eh. You're a player. Binabayaran naman yung sweldo mo and all that stuff. Pero okay lang sa'yo na I'm the Miami Heat tapos gulang ako. I'm gonna cheat every game and win? Is that okay with you?
Hindi.
Is it okay with you that if I was a senator and even if you pay your taxes and I'm gonna put up a nice basketball court in your barangay, but I'm gonna steal and I'm gonna cheat 70% of your wages that you pay the government, I'm gonna steal that. Okay din sa'yo. Do you see my point is the word cheat means it's unfair. It doesn't matter what you get in return. It doesn't matter that just because you pay for your son that it gives you the right to cheat. Well, I pay for the Indiana Pacers. You pay your tickets to watch them. They get their salary. Everybody's happy. But is it okay that I continue to cheat as the Miami Heat and beat you every single time because I'm cheating? It's not okay. It's not okay either if I was a senator, and even if you pay your taxes, and even if I then put a school in your vicinity, that I'm still stealing 70% of all of the fucking funding that is coming my way. It's still not okay. It doesn't matter what you get in return. If you cheat, it's bad. Always.
Yep.
I got this. Nikki, if your wife fucked another guy, would you be okay with it?
Hindi din. Masakit para sa akin.
Oh.
Yeah, right.
So, bakit mo
That's the answer.
pwede gawin? Why is it
Hindi
okay
kasi-
for you, but it's not okay for your wife?
Kasi parang sa akin,
She doesn't pay the
hinahanapan
bills.
ko lang lagi yung
ALANO.
parang habit ko na yung makipag-sex sa kanya lagi, pero hindi niya mabigay.
Bakit
Naghanap
hindi
ako
niya
ng iba.
mabigay?
Well, maybe she doesn't want to have sex as much as he wants to have sex.
Well, let's get into this though. Let's get a little bit deeper into this. Nikki, how long have you guys been married?
3 years.
3 years. How old is your
how
kid?
often do you have sex?
Dati, every other day. Ngayon, buwan na.
Tapos, ilang taon na yung anak mo?
2.5.
2.5. So I'm guessing since your kid was born, your sex has probably been less, right?
Yeah, he said monthly.
Aha. Tumaba ba yung asawa mo nung nanganak siya? Nung buntis siya?
Hindi. Mas sumexy nga eh.
Mas sumexy siya ngayon. So, ano yung problema? Bakit ayaw niya makipag-sex sa'yo?
Siguro pagod lang lagi.
Baka ikaw yung baboy. Ikaw tumaba ka ba? After you?
Tumaba
Huh?
pero
Maybe
maybe
it's
kaya
you.
pa.
Wala yan sa kaya mo pa eh. Tumaba ka ba ng considerable amount? Like, how much is tumaba?
From 100 naging 160 pounds.
You gained 60 pounds?
Kaya pa yan. Listen.
Okay.
Alano, kaya pa naman yan.
Oh my gosh, Nikki. So maybe the thing with you guys is that maybe your wife is a little less attracted to you now because you gained 60 pounds, bro. I mean, props for being 100 pounds. I don't even know how you do that as a man, but like, I don't even think I was at 100 pounds on a good day. But like, if you gain 60 pounds, your wife sees you differently now. I mean, is your penis even visible still with that 60 pounds?
Hey, 160 is not so bad, but
Yeah,
you're
I'm
right.
saying,
You mean,
but 60 pounds is a lot of weight, okay? Like, to gain.
It's the thing is, like, maybe you're not as attractive to your wife as you once were. Obviously, you've put on not saying that weight is the a deal breaker, but it could be.
Yeah, she
it's
could
not
be
an
less
automatic deal
attracted to
breaker,
you.
but and that means it's your fucking fault. So maybe
Yeah.
she doesn't want to bone your ass because your stomach is in the way.
Yeah. And maybe you guys need to talk about this. I mean, you don't even know why
Definitely
your
need to
wife
talk
doesn't
about it.
want to have sex with you. You haven't even asked her. You guys are
Yep.
married. You've been married for 3 years and you've never communicated with each other
Yes.
about why you're not having
You have to
sex.
ask her.
You have to talk to her. You just
And-
assumed she doesn't want to have sex with you because she can't give it to you, so you wouldn't fuck somebody else. I mean, good job on the vows. Did you got married and said vows, right? Till death do us part, through good and bad, through the worst, blah blah blah. This was like a little hiccup in the road. She didn't want to have sex with you, and you didn't even ask her why she's not having sex with you. You went off and found somebody else who boned your fat ass.
Here's my thing, Nikki. So listen, I'll take a page from the last call about the boyfriend, all that stuff. When the husband finds out that you're fucking the girl, the engineer, his wife, he's going to come over to your house and stab you because he's got kids and he's got a family and you came over there and you're fucking that up. So if you are a fan of husbands coming to your house with guns, continue. Or B, do you want to continue to be this pig of a man?
Do you want your son to grow up like you?
Nope.
Do you want him to behave like
Ayaw.
you? Do you want him to cheat on his wife like you are?
Ayoko.
Oh, ikaw lang ang example ng anak mo. Ikaw yung
Yeah.
example
Nikki,
niya.
Nikki, ikaw yung role model, man. You're the Paul George, brother. You're the big guy. Okay?
Natempt lang naman ako eh.
Ano na?
Na-tempt ka.
Oo.
Ganon. So, hindi mo kasalanan kasi na-tempt ka. Ganon ba sinasabi mo?
Well, that's what I think what he's saying is they're coming up to him. They're the ones who are making. They're the ones that are making the moves to him. So he's just. I think what we need to do here, Kat, is to remind him that just because they're the ones initiating the sex with you, it does not mean you're not at fault. Nikki, you know that. That's why you're calling the show. You know that every time you fuck another girl, that's bad. Even if there's a temptation. I have temptations all the time to do really bad things, but, we don't do them because they're not allowed. There's temptations all the time to steal shit. I can't do it because it's illegal. There are temptations to do a lot of things that are not a good idea. I'm sure I've had temptations to do drugs, but then I realize, it's gonna fuck my life up pretty good, so wag na lang. The temptations are everywhere for everybody. It's not just you, Nikki, na may temptations sa buhay. Lahat naman tayo ang daming temptations. That's why we have to resort to character and responsibility that you're not going to do those things. Okay, let's forgive you tonight. Nikki, you're forgiven for cheating on your wife. I'm going to forgive you as some sort of divine power. Kat's going to forgive you as well because we're better than life. But please don't do it anymore. Stop it. Let's just say you were stupid, but let's say you're not stupid anymore. Come on, goddammit. No more
Nikki,
cheating
you know
on your
what?
fucking
I'm
wife.
going to tell you this too. Obviously, you guys are not happy in your marriage. If you're not having the kind of sex that you're wanting to have, I'm guessing you're not doing anything else with each other either. You're not talking to each other. You don't have sex months at a time. You don't have sex. What if your wife's cheating on you? I mean, maybe you don't even know that. How come you and your wife don't talk to each other? That's what I want to know. Why did you get married in the first place? Forever is a long time to be married, and you guys can't even have a conversation with each other. Now, if it's really this bad in your marriage and you are cheating on each other, perhaps, I don't know, you have to ask your wife that, but, you guys need to have a freaking conversation. And if you can't do that, maybe you shouldn't be together. Okay? You pull out all the stops, Nikki. You stop cheating on your wife. You go and you talk to her. You ask her why you don't have sex anymore. Does she not find you attractive? And you try everything you can to freaking be not selfish and try and fix your family and really give it a fair effort. Like, don't be a dick and be like fucking around and be like, no, I'm trying. If I love my wife, it's okay. I'm fucking somebody else. It's not okay. Fix it with your wife. Talk to her. Tell her what you did. Make it better. And if you can't fix this marriage, if you've tried everything that you can possibly do to fix this marriage, then maybe you guys need to not be together. You support that boy. You be a good role model to him. And then you guys split up and you make sure that kid grows up.
Too much passion. Look at all that passion.
I'm saying,
All right.
you know, like don't let
Nikki.
your kid grow up in this crap. If you guys aren't happy together, don't force it. Don't cheat though. That's not the best way to fix this thing.
Yeah.
It's a marriage.
And I'm telling you, Nikki, the husband of that guy, the girl you're banging, he's gonna come to your house. He's gonna fucking stab you in the fucking face. That's all. I know that. I know that for sure. Okay, so continue to do that. You're gonna get shot. All right. Thanks for the call.
He what?
Oh, he would say. Oh, okay. No, he would lay sila. All right. Well, okay, fine. You're not gonna get stabbed, but still, not a good idea. All right, Nikki boy. Thanks for the call, man. We appreciate you, buddy. Rakan. Thanks, man. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Woo. Let's.
I think his wife is cheating on him.
I hope so. Hey, Kat, listen. I got a question, man.
Yeah.
I want to talk to this about this article. You ready? Can I talk this article about you? Did you write this article?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Can we take a break and we come back? Can we talk about it
Good.
a little bit?
Go.
It has to do with a very big heinous crime called rape, and I know that's a huge topic.
Yeah,
fucking hey, it could get heavy here, and it's been circling around like a dark cloud above you for several months now. We've talked about it on the show. You brought up some stuff about it on social media, and then I think more than ever in this article, you've really kind of spilled your guts here about this whole rape thing, and I kind of want to. I know you're my pal and shit, and I don't want to put you out in the fucking live spotlight of hey, what happened to you stuff. But I mean, I'm reading this article, and you seem like you're ready to talk about at least a little of it, right?
Yeah, I definitely am, Mo. I mean, the article was a stepping stone for me, and if I'm going to talk to anybody about it, it may as well be you. So,
oh, good.
Let's do that.
Good. All right, let's do that. We'll take a break. When we come back, I want to address an article here on Juan. Hold on, it's
juan.com.ph.
Yeah, juan.com.ph. Great site, by the way. And there's a huge feature here on Kat Alano and the very, very sensitive topic, which is rape. So if you have not read the article, or if you have read it, or whatever, if you're interested in it, this should be a big conversation.
GTWM Podcast. And visit www.motwister.com.
It's actually motwister.ph. I haven't changed that yet, so sorry about that. Maybe a bunch of you guys going to motwister.com like, hey, what the fuck?
You got your own thing wrong.
Yeah, sorry.
Oops.
Hey, it is Thursday nights. You're listening to Ctto, the podcast, Season 3, brought to you by Globe on the 24th of April, 2014. On the show tonight, she is one to stand up for women's rights and her own rights, goddammit, because she is a woman. She's a human being. Human rights, how about that?
Yes.
Very much into... I guess not even just hoping, but at least at these points, more than ever, in this past year, have you more than ever been so aggressive about getting to do the right thing for people who have been oppressed or victimized and stuff like that? Now, I'm not going to build up any kind of intro here, which I do for a lot of people, regarding, say, a big situation. So let's not hide from the fact that these past couple months has been so taxing on you, Kat. Like, for the past year you've been on this podcast, you've always been about, like, safe sex and taking care of yourselves, women, and women's rights and humans, and poverty and corruption. And, you've always been into that stuff. And we've known that from the 1 year that you've been here. But it's in these past few months, has it really gotten... It has taken a weird turn. It's taken a weird turn because it's not just about, hey, everybody, safe sex. Hey, everybody, stand up for yourself. It's fucking you now having to stand up for yourself because of something that happened to you. Now, what was it? A couple of months ago, big rape case in the Philippines. You guys all know what I'm talking about. It fucking shook the industry, shook the country.
Mm-hmm.
And one person that it shook most, not most, that would be incorrect, but one person that it shook significantly, and a lot of us know about it, is you, Kat.
Yes.
And since this big case has come about, it started off initially as, what happened to Kat? There's some weird talk about rape on her social media. There's some weird talk about rape on fucking Facebook. And then you came on the show and I said, Kat, what happened, man? And you were like, I'm not ready to talk about anything. I don't want to talk about, there are people out there that need help. There are women out there that have been victimized. And then we asked you, have you been victimized? And you're still a little, wait a minute, I don't want to talk about myself. I want to talk about what's right.
Yeah.
But recently, on this article, again on one.com.ph, you've talked about yourself, and from what it says here, if you haven't read it, Kat, you were raped.
Yeah.
And you were raped quite some time ago. I remember the first initial Facebook post that you were putting out there when this big Vong Denise Cedric shit came out was that you got raped 9 years ago.
Yeah. That's
and
correct.
Why? I guess my first question is, why are we hearing about it now? I'm going to ask questions to you, Kat. I'm going to ask. I'm not going to be a journalist. I'm going to be A, be your friend, and then B, I'm going to try to cook up some questions that I think most people want to know.
Yes.
So I want to start with maybe one of the ones that a lot of people want to know. Okay, Kat, rape is really, quote unquote, popular in our society right now because of this case. Why are you also talking about it now and not, say, 4 years ago, not 5 years ago, not 9 years ago when it happened? Why today? Or why these past few months?
Mo, rape is a funny thing. People think that they assume to know all kinds of things about rape victims, but they really don't know them at all. And when they react to people saying things about rape, they have no idea what they're talking about if they've never been raped or they've never spoken to anybody who knows anything to do with being raped. Out of all the high-profile rape cases that have been in the media, this one triggered something in me the most. And when something triggers something in you, Mo, after 9 years, you know what I'm saying? I wanted this to go away. I wanted to sweep this under the rug, and I wanted it to go away. I wanted to bury it. I wanted it to die. I wanted to forget. I never wanted to think about it again. And something was triggered in me, and I could not stop it. It poured out of me. And
I know, Kat, and I know because we've seen you here. And again, I've said this before in a past podcast, but I want to say it again now because we're finally talking about it.
Yeah.
There are weeks that Kat comes to this podcast and fucking destroyed. Like, before the show, just destroyed. Pico, you've seen it. Ange, you've seen it. Our staff has had to send you home on occasion, several occasions, and that's on Thursdays. Like, that's all we know about what's going on in your life on Thursday, because that's the only time you're scheduled to be here.
Yeah.
But on other days, God, I can't even imagine what you're going through, because when I see you here on Thursday, when I see you here now the way you are this very second, and my heart goes out to you as your pal, as, someone who knew about this years ago, but I've kept my mouth shut because when you talk to me about it, I'm not going to talk about it, but I see that you were trying to sweep it under the rug. I remember talking to you very vague. Like, even when you told me the first time about being raped, I said, well, what are you going to do about it? And you go, I just want it to go away. And I'm like, all right. At the time, I was like, okay. But I've never seen you hurt more now than ever. And when you said something triggered you, is it because it's so high profile? Like, I'm sure you've read about 100 rape cases since it happened to you. Is this the one that has really hit home the most?
Yeah, absolutely the one that hit home the most. Broke me wide open, Mo. Actually brought back all these feelings that I didn't even know that I had. Okay, it's incredible how in 9 years you can think that you're totally fine, and then one thing just sparks it all off, and all these feelings that you thought you had never had or ever had to deal with all of a sudden coming flooding back. You know, the past 3 months have been like hell to me. I mean, you've heard me cry to you, and you know me, Mo. Like, the thing with rape is that, and it sounds amazing to like be able to say it out loud, you know, that I was raped, because it's so hard to say it. And, you know, the past 3 months has been me dealing with that, constantly telling myself I was raped. I was raped. You know, coming to terms with that myself. Like, this happened to me. This thing happened to me. And I have to deal with that now. You know, Mo, I have had anxiety attacks. I cry, not knowing why. I am afraid for stupid reasons. I don't understand what I'm feeling half the time, just trying to deal with these emotions that I never even knew I had. Petrified, fear, anxiety, just not being able to speak, being afraid to be by myself. When everything happened to me in January, Mo, I moved out of my house. I moved out of where I lived, and I went to stay with a friend because I couldn't be on my own.
I can't. What then? I'm gonna ask you one of these questions that everybody wants to know. What's so? Why this? What about this case? What about this big case? This Denise Vong thing? What about it triggered you to feel this way? And why? You know, we're saying it triggered you. It made you feel more than any other kind of rape case you've read about. What about this case? Is it because the people involved in the case are? Or have anything to do with what happened to you? Like, or is it because you know somebody? I mean, why this case, and what's so special about this one that it made you feel this way?
You know, Mo, I don't know Denise and Cedric. I don't know them at all. I don't know them. I've never met them. I don't know anything about their case, really. I haven't even been following it. I don't know anything about that. And for the rest of it, you know, I'm not really ready to comment on that. You know, it triggered things inside of me, and I knew that I needed to speak up, and I needed to tell people what happened to me.
So you won't tell us who raped you?
I'm not ready to do that. No, because what it will become, Mo, is public figure versus public figure, and the fact that I was raped and rape itself and what needs to be spoken about will be totally lost in a bunch of
because
other
two people.
stuff.
Okay, so what you're saying? Sorry, I hate to cut you off. So you're saying if you tell us who raped you, that person being a public figure, that this then just becomes a circus about with fan base getting involved, with network machinery getting involved, with fucking fans, people are going to be giving all of these opinions about you and how you've carried yourself in your career and how he's carried himself in his career. And then all of a sudden what's going to happen is the rape itself will be diluted by a bunch of fucking opinions from fans, from people, from reporters, from networks, from all of these things, that all of a sudden lost in all of this, in fact, is that Kat Alano was raped.
Yep. And that other people are being raped or have been raped, and just like me, cannot say anything, are too afraid to say anything, or if they have said anything, been called horrible names, been called a liar, been told that they deserved it. You know, things like this that I've been facing myself. And you know what? I just don't want to be silent anymore. I just don't want to keep it to myself anymore. Do you know how much it sucks, Mo, to have this thing and like you just want to tell everybody what happened? You're like, something bad happened to me. Something bad happened to me, and nobody is listening. And when I tell people, they call me a liar. How are you supposed to say anything? How are you supposed to move on, you know?
I can't even imagine it. I can try to understand. I see what people say about you. The moment this came out, I fucking read it. I feel my heart goes out to you. We discuss it amongst us as a staff, like how tough it must be to be you, because there's so many people who are so ignorant or so hateful that when they send these messages to you about what happened to you, that I can only assume it just makes it even worse and makes you even more terrified about saying anything about it. So the strength that you've shown these past few months, you might not be answering all the questions that everybody wants, but you are at least very clear now that the worst crime that someone can go through has happened to you.
Yes.
Fuck, everybody hates rapists. Fucking murderers hate rapists. Rapists are the worst people.
But rapists are the ones that get away all the time. Mo, do you know, in the past few months that I spoke up about rape, how many people I met or I spoke to that I already knew that told me they were raped or molested or abused as a child? I met a guy who was forced to suck a priest's dick when he was 6 years old. I met a girl who was raped by a celebrity when she was 14 years old and told not to tell anybody about it because, oh, her cousin who was famous too might lose his job or something like that. You know what I mean? I met men who were abused several times by other men and even women, and girls who were drugged and gang raped and then told their friends that something had happened to them, and their friends were like, oh, you probably asked for it. Oh, you probably led them on. You know, and none of these people had ever said anything to anybody, Mo, and had told me these stories for the first time. When I told them what happened to me, they opened up to me and told me all these things. I was at a meeting one day, Mo, and 3 out of 4 of us had been raped.
Are you comfortable? Okay, you're not comfortable with telling us who the person is. We already know that it's a public figure, so that's what really is kind of making you, that's the hindrance in kind of talking more about it. But can you tell us? Do you even remember? It's been 9 years. I don't know if it's an awful question to say, but do you remember every detail of what happened? Can you take me back to it? I've never heard this part of the story. Again, I've only known from you that you were in fact raped. You told me maybe 4 years ago, and then I was too. It's kind of odd that we're doing this on air at the same time, so I apologize for that. But when I read your article and I know you want the word out and you want to help people, well then fuck, we might as well do it on the air. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to ask you for the details of what happened to you when you were raped, if you're comfortable with that. And I hope that doesn't make me an awful person or anything like that. But
no.
It's to help the message get across out there, to let people know more about your situation. So maybe instead of sending you a message like, fuck you, Kat, you fucking lying bitch, or whatever, that maybe if they hear it detail by detail from what you remember, maybe it'll stop a person from fucking hating on you. Or maybe it'll encourage another person to tell their details too. So if you don't mind, let's take us back 9 years ago. Without the guy's name, I'm not sure if you were working with him at the time, but try to paint a picture for us.
We had met through work.
So you worked on television.
Yeah, we had met through work a couple of times. I was out at a club, and I was drinking with my friends. I had been there for a while, so I had drunk quite a bit. And I saw him out. And of course, Showbiz Mo, when you see somebody that you know, you say hi, you hang out, hey, kumusta, blah, 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 all that stuff,
Beso, beso, all that shit.
Beso, blah, blah. And then we drink together. He buys me a drink, and, we're hanging out. And I'm with my friends, though. So this is there's a bunch of people. And after a little while, Mo, I want to go home. I start to feel tired, and I'm I'm going to drive home. Yes, I know, 19-year-old drunk driving, don't do it, kids, bad idea. But I decided I was going to go home. And he said to me, he goes, let me drive you home. And I was like, no, it's okay. I'll go with my friends. My friends are going to come with me. He's like, no, let me drive you home. And I was like, no, it's fine. No, really, I can do it myself. It's really close by. I can do it. And he's like, no, let me drive you home. And he was insisting that he would drive me home. He's like, I'll get my driver to follow in your car, in my car, and I'll drive your car because you're drunk, and I'll take you back to your place, and I'll go home right away afterwards. So I'm like, okay, I'm drunk. Okay, why not? His driver's right there. I see his car. He's going to go right afterwards. Why not? You meet somebody through work, you don't assume that something bad is going to happen, which is
plus,
the worst thing.
You know about their reputation because of work.
Exactly.
That's the thing. So a part of you maybe can then say, okay, I'm going to trust this guy.
Exactly. And you meet them through other people, you automatically assume that, you can trust a person, right? So as we're driving back to my place, Mo, while I'm in the car, I start to feel confused. I start to think to myself, what did I drink? Because I feel weird right now. I'm like, when I was young, Mo, I could drink a lot. You know, you and me, we've drunk together. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know, I can drink a lot of alcohol if I want to and be
Sure.
totally fine, you know? And stand up straight, talk to guards,
Or at least
whatever.
you know what's going on. Like
Exactly.
when you're drunk, whether you're stumbling or not, at least you know why. You know how much alcohol you've consumed to get to that point.
Yeah.
So you're saying you did not drink enough alcohol to get to the point where you were, in like physically. You're like, this is not consistent to being drunk.
I'm saying that in my whole life before that and after that, I've never felt that way before.
Okay.
Nor have I ever felt it again. I was
At this point, then, okay,
confused.
what we're leading here then is you sounds like you were drugged. But at the time, did you think that, wait a minute,
At the time,
I
I didn't
think I'm fucking
even.
drugged.
It didn't even cross my mind. You know, obviously, because I'd been
Okay.
drinking, it was like, what alcohol did I mix? You know, did I drink a shot of something
Sure.
that I wasn't allergic to or something? Like, but I felt confused. That was what I felt. I felt baffled. Like, I don't know what's going on with me right now. You know, I don't know what's happening to my body. It was like I was in a fog. You know. And we get to my place and we park the car. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to go upstairs now. Thank you so much. And his driver's right there. He's like, no, I'll take you upstairs. And I'm like, no, you can't take me upstairs. No, you can't take me upstairs. And he's like, no, I'll take you upstairs. And he starts to like usher me towards the elevator. And I'm like, I don't want to go, but I can't stop it. I can't control my body. I'm saying no. I'm like, no, you can't come up. No, there's something in me that's already freaking out. You know, like, no, don't do this. This is bad. Don't do this. No. And
okay, so
he's
this
like,
is your mind. Sorry, your mind is saying no. I can't. You can't come up.
yes. And I'm
What are you
saying to him,
verbalizing?
I'm saying no.
Okay.
I'm like, no, you go home. No, you go home. No, you can't come upstairs. And he starts to usher me towards the elevator, right? And we get to the elevator, and I reach into my bag when we're in the elevator, and I get my key out, and I'm holding it in my hand because I'm like, I need to go in my house, like, fast. Like, I need to get away. I don't know what's going
So
on.
you're
with
at this point, you already feel threatened.
Yeah, like I'm freaking out inside, but I'm still moving. You know what I mean? Which is what I didn't get. It was like, Mo, if I'm drunk and I feel freaked out, I'm gonna punch somebody in the face.
Right,
you know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you.
All of
yes, you
my
would do that.
friends would never assume that this would happen to me because they can leave me alone on a dark night, and I would kill a guy if I thought he was gonna hurt me. You know what I mean?
Right. But this case, you couldn't.
I couldn't. And I
Because
had
your body
never
wasn't
felt this
doing
way
what your
before.
mind was saying?
Yeah, it was like I was on autopilot, but in my mind, I still knew something was wrong. And it was like, no. We get to my door, and I am out of it, man. I'm holding my key in my hand, and he's standing by my door, and I'm like, no, you can't come in. No, you can't come in. No.
Now, are
no.
you getting worse now in terms of your inability to control yourself? Like, are you progressively getting worse?
Yeah.
I'm
hazy.
In another way, right?
It's going, Mo. I'm losing.
Yeah,
I'm
your
losing it.
physical state at this point is, say, worse than it was when you were in the vehicle.
Yeah, like in the
Okay, so
car,
you
it
were-
started to hit me, and it was like, whoa, what's that? Like, how?
Okay, so then it does sound like then you were recently drugged at this point. Like, right before you were leaving, you were probably drugged. If you were drugged.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
It wasn't like
That-
early on in the night or anything. It's
No,
starting to get
no,
worse.
no.
Okay.
Like
so you get to the door.
And I was hazy. Like, I'm already stumbling a little bit, you know, and I have my key in my hand, and I'm saying no, and I know he's getting a little bit irritated, you know, and I'm like, I don't know what's going on at this point, Mo. I'm losing consciousness. And he takes my key from me, and he opens my door, and I black the fuck out. I don't know what happens next. The only thing I know is that I woke up, and I was passed out on my floor with my arms above my head like this, and my legs were up in the air, and he was pulling off my jeans. And he looked really surprised
Wow.
that I was awake. And then I blacked out again. I came back to, and I was lying on my bed. I don't know how I got there, and he was lying on top of me. I blacked out again. I woke up again because he was kissing me. He kissed me, and I was dreaming, and I thought that it was the guy that I had been dating at the time, you know? And I open my eyes, I see it's him, and I freak out. And I'm like, get off me. What are you doing? No, no. And I'm like crying. I start crying, Mo. I'm like, no, no.
You're naked at this point.
I still have my shirt on the whole time. It's just my jeans that are around my ankles. And
but underwear on?
No.
Nothing. Okay. All right.
I'm half naked.
Sure.
But I don't really know that at the time. You know, I'm waking up in and out of consciousness and I don't know what's going on. It's like when I pass out, Mo, that I have no clue. It's like it's a reset button. You know what I mean? And I wake up again and it's like, where the fuck am I? What the hell's going on? And I panic. And you know what he says to me? He's like, don't worry. Nothing's going to happen. It's okay. Calm down. Don't worry. Nothing's going to happen until I pass out again. And then he does it again, and I wake up, and I start to freak out again. And again, he sits down, and he says, don't worry, nothing's going to happen, it's okay. And he's trying to calm me down and whatever, until I pass out again. And I wake up, and I don't know how much time has passed, and there is a knocking at my door, and this wakes me up, and I don't know what's going on again. All I know is that there's somebody knocking on the door, and I walk across my entire apartment with my jeans around my ankles. I'm still in my high heels. Who in their right mind, Mo, walks across their entire apartment with their jeans around their ankles? You know how hard it is to walk with jeans around your ankles in heels? Yeah. And I open the door, and it's two of my friends, and my cat has run outside, and they're out there, and they're like, dude, your cat's out here. And you would think that at this point in time, you would start screaming. I'm being raped. Oh my God, there's a guy in my apartment. Come in here, save me, beat this dude up, do this, do that. Nothing. You know what I say? I'm like, please don't go anywhere. Stay right there. Stay right there. Don't go anywhere. Stay there. And I close the door, and I pull up my pants, and I open the door again, and they're gone. And I'm freaking out, and I'm like, what happened? Where did they go? Where are they? And then this dude is still in my apartment. And I didn't know he was still there. He's still there. And I didn't even realize he was there. You know what I mean? It was like every time I passed out, it was a new chapter, and I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, why are my pants around my ankles? I'm answering the door. I'm like, why am I half undressed? And then what happens after that is he walks over to me, and he makes me beso and says bye, and then he leaves. And I'm like, what? And then I blacked out.
So what is the morning like then when you wake up? It's.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I don't know.
What's
if
2
I
days
went into
after
shock.
what it's like? I mean, where do you go? Was all of the trauma then at that moment, and then day 2, day 3, you sit there and do you ever contemplate what the fuck did just happen to me? What happened to me 2 days ago? Like, I mean, what? I've never been in a situation like this, so I don't know what's supposed to go on in your mind. I'm just trying to paint a picture of what was it like the week after it happened.
You don't know. Rape is an unnatural thing to anyone, okay? Nobody is trained to be raped. Nobody's trained to deal with being raped. Nobody at all. This is one of the worst things you could do to violate a human being, and we're all told, you know, we have to protect ourselves from it. We need to make sure that you don't get raped. Don't get raped. Don't get raped. What the hell happens if you do get raped?
When did you know you were getting raped? Did you know you were getting raped when you were getting raped? Did you know when you're getting raped a day after you got raped? Do you understand? Like, when do you go, okay, blank just raped me? It's not alcohol anymore. It's not hallucinations. It's not anything but rape and only rape. When did that hit you?
I did not understand how I had woken up and I knew sort of what was going on, you know, and that I had not done anything.
Okay, sorry. And then might be a little graphic, though. You woke up at one point with him having sex with you.
He was on top of me. I wasn't awake for long enough. I was passed out in about 2 seconds. I was conscious.
So you didn't get a chance to see
and then
him
out again.
Penetrating you. You didn't see him naked. You just knew you were naked, and he was all over you.
And he was on top of me, yep.
Man, I'm so sorry for you, Kat. Okay, let's cut to seeing him at work again, because obviously you're going to see him again. What's that like?
You know what? I don't know. I don't remember if I ever saw him at work, and if I did, I probably just avoided it. I mean, I told some people what had happened to me, and that was the only time. Because, like, when you go through it, you're like, what did I do? You know, that whole thing about blaming yourself that they talk about, you really do it. Because you don't understand. You're like, how did that happen? In my own apartment, how did I let this happen? You know, and
okay,
you're like...
But so what I'm understanding then, maybe at this, you correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
but at this point, you're still not 100% sure you're raped. You're just still like, something awful happened to me. I know it. Some guy forced himself on me, blah, blah, blah. You know, I don't remember fucking all of it, but I'm, say,
I know something
80%
bad
sure
happened.
right now.
I know something bad happened.
Something happened without my consent.
Yes.
And then, if you don't mind, we cut to now. This case comes out. You, hear the details, and you go, fuck it, man. That shit happened to me. Fucking A. I see the details. That's what happened to me. I was fucking raped. Is that what happened? Because you're so sure now, more than ever. And you're so gung-ho now, more than ever, about it. Like, I need to know, like, was this all a clarity, like a big moment of clarity for you that, fuck, man, this is it. Now I know. Now I know more than ever.
Yeah.
That I was raped.
The details. No, I mean, I knew the whole time. You know, I could never understand the drug thing. That I didn't understand because if you get drugged, like you've never experienced that. Nobody takes a date rape drug for fun. I mean, some crazy people might, but, you know, I've never taken a date rape drug for fun. I don't know what happens. Like, I smoked weed before, but, you know, it's like, how would you ever know how you're supposed to feel or how you're supposed to deal with it or that you were even drugged in the first place? Like, how are you supposed to know that? And that's what I couldn't understand for the longest time. You know, it was like, how did that happen? How did that happen to me? That was the worst part of it, Mo. I'm like...
At any point did it get better until, let's say, in the 9 years? Was there, say, year 6 that you completely forgot about it? And then, again, it took a moment like this year, these past few months, where something triggers all of it to come back. I mean, were you successful in your you know, you were trying to pursue forgetting about this completely. Were you successful at it at any point? Or did it kind of eat away at you every now and then now just explode?
Honestly, I think that as much as possible, I put it in the back of my mind. You know, I just let it go because I knew what would happen if I said anything. And, you know, one thing that we need to bring up as well is that I've been on my own a long time, Mo, you know? I've been on my own since I was 18. I've been my own breadwinner. I have been independent and taking care of myself, and I didn't have anyone to turn to. I didn't have my parents. I didn't have my family around me. I didn't know who to trust, who to turn to. I had nobody to talk to about this. And so the only time I really understood what was going on with me was when I spoke to other people, when I spoke to my friends. I knew that something bad had happened to me. I was like, I think I was raped. You know?
Well, I mean, again, when you told me several years ago, you didn't tell me, like, Mo, I need your opinion. I think you told me, Mo, I got raped.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, shit. By who? And when you told me, I was like, oh, fuck. Because I know that guy to be a nice guy. And not that I didn't believe you. I was just, fuck. And I saw it on your face that you were telling the truth. And it's not like it is now where it's a lot more passionate. It's a lot more because we were sitting there and, you know, we were just having kind of a heart-to-heart. And at that time, you know, I was talking about my abortion shit to you and all of that stuff. And you're just, I don't know, maybe you said it because you wanted to tell me that we all have our struggles that we think we can't overcome. But I believed you at the time. And I think you knew what the hell you were talking about at the time. But not the way you're hurting now. Is the way you're hurting now, like, is a portion of it the act itself, and the other portion how people have responded to you with your hints of being raped? Because that's my impression of you as your friend, is that, okay, Kat, yes, you've been dealing with this awful thing that happened, the worst of things that can happen for 9 years. but I've never seen you hurt so much because of the insults people have been throwing at you by saying things like, you're just writing on this popular case, or Kat, we know you talk about sex on the podcast, so you fucking deserve this because you're fucking liberal, It's those moments, I think, that hurt you the most. But that's my opinion, and you tell me if I'm wrong, because it takes this awful thing, and then you get hundreds, and then if this ever comes out and we find out who it is, it's going to be millions of people sending you messages saying you're fucking lying, or you deserved it, or you did this. Yeah, I think that hurts you almost as much as the fucking rape itself.
Absolutely. Honestly, Mo, being put at the scrutiny of everybody about this is like being raped over and over again. It's like,
what are some of the things that people are saying that are hurting you most? I want to know, and not because I want you to break down here or anything like that. I want people to know what it's like to be on the other side, that you're not the popular personality. You're not as well loved maybe as he is. You're not as popular. You don't have his fan base. I want to know I want people to know what you're going through from the online crowd, the fanatics and stuff like that. What are some of the shit they say about you? And you haven't even said anyone's name, by the way. Okay, you haven't said anyone's name.
Exactly.
You haven't even given a lot of details, and they're already all over you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I didn't even mention anybody's name at all. I didn't even mention me, that I was raped. And
they're all over you already.
Just over me, like a bad rash.
Yeah, how awful could that be, being victimized of something, and then having everyone fucking ridicule you and call you these awful, awful things, when in fact, what the fuck did you do? You wanted to go home. You wanted to go home yourself. You wanted to open the door yourself. You wanted no one in your house with you when you wanted it to be that way. That was your terms. I want to go home. I want to go home by myself. Okay, you're going to take me home, but it stops here. I want to go upstairs by myself. I don't want you here. And then they go inside, they take advantage of you, take your clothes off, they're on top of you, and they promise you that you're going to be fine when in fact you're not fine. And then cut to, you got a fucking hundreds, thousands of people just saying the worst things about you after you've experienced that. That I can't fathom.
Yeah. And people wonder why rape victims never come forward, Like, for me, I'm okay with talking about this stuff because I'm okay with being that example. This is what happens to rape victims when you say those things to them. This is the trauma that they're going through. These are the things you need to realize for everybody who has ever told anybody they were a liar or that they deserved it. The things that people were saying to me, Mo, pokpok daw ako, nakikisaw-saw lang ako sa issue, na gusto ko lang sumikat, kaya ganun. Gusto ko daw sumikat dahil sa rape. Gusto ko daw na lahat ng tao, malalaman nila na na-rape ako, tapos sasabihin nila lahat ng mga opinion nila sa nangyari sa akin. That's what they think? I'm a whore, that I deserved it? That I deserved to be raped, Mo. That's what they were telling me.
I feel bad for you.
That anybody who acts malandi or talks about this, or because I pose in a bikini, or because I was this, my lola daw, pokpok daw yung lola ko. Yung tatay ko daw, he was fucking me as a child. That's why I'm like this. I deserve to have acid thrown in my face. I should be careful because one bullet is all it would take to end my life. These are the things that people were messaging to me in the hundreds on social media. And I didn't even say anybody's name.
Is it what stops you from saying his name? Is it because then whatever you go through, the pok, the this, the that, the lolas, the dads, the fucking you, all of that, is that, because that's going to multiply by 1 million.
Absolutely. I mean, that's part of it, but, that's not even the major part of it now for me. I'm ready for that now. I wasn't ready for it the first time because, Mo, come on, you've been bashed on social media a lot of times. You've had it done to you and you know how to take it in your stride. But the first time it happened, Twitter is an unnatural phenomenon. You know what I mean? Social media is unnatural.
As proud as I am of social media and its ability to do good things, you have to also know that there's always an opposite end of that. And it's brutal. The opposite end is fucking pretty brutal.
Yeah.
And as a staff member of this program, and we get together and we read some of the stuff that they've left, say on your Facebook, or we'll look up your name and we'll see some of the responses. I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit, man, fucking Kat, this really is. It's so difficult for you, and whether it be that the reason why we'll never see a case. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we going to see a case?
Honestly, come on now. The legal aspect of it, I can't afford the legal aspect of it. Do you know how hard it is to file a case? Do you know how long it takes and how many people you have to go through and what kind of scrutiny you're under? And if you don't
isn't that against what you're trying to tell people, though? You're trying to tell people to speak out, but you yourself will not. So it's hard for... It might be hard for someone to go, okay, Kat, yeah, I see what you're saying. Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with you. Mm-hmm. But I can't move until you move.
I will. And this is why I'm doing this now, Mo. This is why I'm saying this now. I'm admitting that I was raped, yes. I will say that. Because that is part of freeing yourself. To be honest with you, Mo. Like, this isn't something that I'm doing to drag it out to, like, I didn't want this, any of this. I didn't want to have to come out with this. I didn't want it at all. But now that all these things have happened and I was called all of these things and I was told by so many people what happened to them, I needed to tell them, here I am. This happened to me. I don't need to be ashamed anymore. It's not my fault, and it's not your fault either. And if you're a victim like me, then you need to speak up, because that's part of freeing yourself. That is part of letting go. And it's not easy. It's taken me 9 years to get to even this point. And it is not easy. And when I am ready, I will face that part, and I know I have to, and I will, because what am I supposed to do? Just let my rapist go free? Is that what we're supposed to do with everybody? You know what I'm saying?
For months is, man, it'll be ugly. You're going to get a lot of this. You're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get a lot of shit thrown at your way. Your face is going to be all over the papers and stuff. But can't let the rapist get away, man.
Yeah.
Like, whether it be now or when you're ready, can't let these people go, dude.
And you know what? And that's the thing. Like, that's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Like, I really do want to come out and tell the truth and everything. And everything is just so messy that comes with it. You know what I mean? But it's like, why is it this way? Why isn't it that I can just talk about this guy is a rapist? I'm not trying to hurt anybody. Why would I try to send anybody to jail who's not really a rapist? That's a long sentence. You know what I mean? To fuck with somebody's life like that? My life was fucked with. I didn't choose this. I didn't ask for this to happen to me, and nor did anybody else who has ever been abused or raped or victimized by anybody else. And so why should I have to be quiet? Why should I be the one who gets shunned? This is why people get raped in the first place, because everybody protects rapists. Everybody thinks a rapist are some guy who hides in a dark alleyway and, just attacks you, and nobody knows him, and he has no friends and no family.
Got a mask on,
exactly,
or something like that.
And he's gonna, come out and he's a bad guy. Do you know, in every single one of the cases that my friends or people that I've just met have told me, who the people are? One of my friends was molested by his uncle, his mom's brother, for years. And when he came out and told his parents, they found out that his cousins were being molested by their uncle too. People are made to marry their rapists in this country sometimes. There are people who are molested or raped by members of the clergy, by teachers. I have a friend who was raped by a cop in Switzerland. A cop. That's supposed to be the guy you go to when you're raped. Mr. Policeman, I just got raped. Oh, here we go. Let's try it again. When does it end? When can you come out and say, what happened to you? Rape culture in our culture has, manifested itself in a big way. Somebody says rape, and you know what? Your life gets screwed. I mean, one of the girls who recently filed a rape case, she just lost her job. And she got sued by a company. Because she said she was raped. And we're saying that we don't have rape culture in our culture? What is that? Oh, you know what? If you get raped and you tell anybody that you're raped, bad things are going to happen to you. You're not going to be able to survive anymore. Your job's going to be taken from you and your life's going to be screwed up and people are going to talk bad shit about you and people are going to look at you different. And that's why people don't say shit. You know what I mean?
I have a question. The people who are... Because I don't know how many people you've told in our circle of work and friends, because a lot of us, this is show business. For many of you guys don't know, yes, we're friends aside from workmates a lot of the time. So you're bound to have common friends.
Yes.
You and Mr. Rapist celebrity. Have they reached out to you? Have you reached out to them? Do they even know which amongst of their friends, colleagues is the one that did this to you? Like, where are we? Like, okay, there's me. I know. I work here, and I'm friends with both of you. Are there other ones like me that know about it, and the people involved, and what do they say when they're torn in between? Like, obviously, I'm closer to you, but when they're torn between the both of you.
You know what? Nobody's brave enough to say anything. That'll ruin their career too.
No, but at least behind closed doors with you, like, Kat, hey, listen, man, I'm friends with him too, but I sympathize with what happened.
Oh, you know what they say, actually?
Are there those?
You know what they've been saying? They said they heard that really happens. That it's not the first time.
With him?
Yep. That he has a reputation for it. That they've heard other stories. Like mine. Worse. That's what they said. People know. And people don't want to say anything about it. They're too afraid. They're too afraid to say the truth because it'll mess up their lives, or they might not be popular anymore, or whatever. And you know what? Another thing is, Mo, is that in this country, we don't even talk about sex. And that was like part of my article. You know what I mean? If we don't even talk about sex in this country, how do you know that you're being raped? How do you know that you're being abused or molested if you've never even had sex before or even discussed with somebody what sex is? Look at that first caller that we had, Likes. She's like, what do? I've never even seen a penis before. If that girl was raped or touched up or molested or something like that, she wouldn't have a clue. She wouldn't know what to tell somebody. Oh, this happened. Is that bad? How would you ever know? Yeah. You know what I mean? I have a girlfriend who is my age, who I told about this back in the day, but I never told her what the details were, right? I never even told her, like, what actually happened. I said something bad happened, but I didn't go into detail. And then when I tried to talk to her about it, she goes to me, oh, well, don't you think that you let him on? Don't you think that maybe you asked for it? Don't you think that, maybe he thought that you wanted it? And it wasn't until I got to the point in my story where I said I was passed out on the floor with my jeans above my head did she say, oh, well, that sounds like he was taking advantage.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's somebody who is my age, who is, a member of regular society, who is in show business too, who is, well-educated, has access to information, education, all that kind of stuff, and does not know what rape is.
Did you do any... Well, now that you're, again, back at being proactive about what happened to you.
Yes.
Have you done any investigation, at least, that you failed to do years ago when it happened to you? Did you contact maybe your building and go, anybody have any tapes from 9 years ago? I know it's not as easy as it is now because of technology and storage and people purge these things after X amount of time, but is there anything that you do, at least on your part, just so when this thing all goes out that you have some kind of proof, bullets on your side? I mean, anything that you can kind of do?
The only thing that I have on my side, Mo, are the people that I told over the years because I told them all who it was.
Great. Does that mean I'm going to be at court now? Fuck. Sorry. Bad joke.
Yeah, maybe. But my thing is, like, the building that I was living in was a very old building. It was demolished soon after and turned into a hotel. So it won't have any of that anymore. It's been such a long time, and that's what I'm saying, Mo, is that when it's been such a long time. And the thing is, in this country, you have 20 years to file a rape case. 20 years. I could not file a case for the next 11 years, and it would be all right. And this is why. Because it is not easy. It is a scary thing to tell someone that you were violated to the worst degree that a human being can be violated. To tell people that, to go public about it, to be, like scrutinized almost and poked and prodded and told that, what happened, this, that. And it's like, oh, well, maybe it was this, maybe it was that. And it's like, no, this happened to me. I just want to be able to say this happened and then have my rapist go to jail. You know what I mean? It's like, why do I have to, go through all of this?
What happens if you see him now? Like, after all this, that finally coming out and talking about it, being traumatized all over again, I guess. What do you think's going to happen? Are you going to be Kat Alano, the girl that comes up to him and punches him in the face for violating her, or is it do you, as a rape victim, is there a certain kind of, I don't know, something triggers in you to run because do you know what it's going to be like? Can you anticipate it or?
Honestly, Mo, for the past few months, it's been absolute fear. The whole victimized thing, the whole feeling like a victim, that came up all over again. I just felt scared. I felt like I needed to run away. I needed to hide. I didn't want anybody to see me. I felt so vulnerable, and I felt like this guy could hurt me all over again. And the thing is, it's taken me this long to get over that. To be brave enough to even say this much, and I can't even say his name yet. I can't.
What about when the networks say maybe after this show or after this article that they read on one.com.ph, last couple months ago when you were posting what we call cryptic messages of what possibly might have happened to Kat Alano. I mean, I had all the networks were asking me, Mo, help us. ABS, GMA, they're all, Mo, help us. Can you get Kat to talk to us? And I'm like, oh shit, I'm not her manager, I'm not her publicist, I'm not Kat. You're gonna have to ask her. And you are not open to talking to anyone about it. How far are we gonna go in this? Because everyone's gonna ask you for a name. Basically what I'm saying is, do you anticipate being ready for every detail, for every identity, for everything to kind of come out? Because all you've shared with us right now, minute by minute details of what happened to you on that moment, the incident. Mm-hmm. And the only thing is we haven't heard the name.
Yeah.
Do you anticipate sometime this year, sometime next year, maybe never, of making this the big deal that it's destined to be? I mean, publicly big deal. Obviously it's a big deal for you, but I mean the big deal publicly, the national attention it's going to get.
Well, it has to be. At some point it has to be. Or else what did I do except for let another rapist go free to rape other people? Again, it happens so often. In our country, it's happened several times where public figures have been rapists and they just go off scot-free. And people just keep watching them and keep supporting them because, you know what? I know from watching them on TV that they must be a good guy. Because everything on TV is real,
Do you think what's going on with Cedric and Denise right now, with they've got warrant arrest for them and all of that stuff, do you think it has affected the mindset of many people who have been involved in rape, whether it be a rapist or a victim? I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can phrase that question a bit better here. Forgive me, but because what we had in this situation was a girl who said she got raped by Vong. Then you got a guy say, he was there to save her life and all of that stuff. The details became fishy. Now they're downright ridiculous. And it looks like, what it is right now is, God, Cedric and Denise are criminals.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But for people who have been truly raped, do you think they look at this case and they go, shit, well, thanks, Denise. Fucking A. Because when you start crying wolf, and there's not a wolf there, it ruins it for people who have, in fact, been attacked by wolves.
Absolutely. I mean, I think that I don't know them. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know any personal details. I don't know what happened.
But you watch him and you go, God damn it, fucking Denise, God damn it.
Well, yeah, for me, I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. How come you guys don't even know your own story right? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell's going on? If you know that something bad happened to you, then tell the goddamn truth. You know, and just say it. I don't know why there was all this like back and forth. I'm not sure. I have no clue what was going on with that shit. I have no idea. I'm just as baffled as you.
You
know
just know that is the trigger. That case is what made you so traumatized all over again.
I just know that certain things triggered my own traumatic experience.
It has nothing to do with jumping onto their case. It has nothing to do because rape is trending.
No.
It's because of something
It's because obviously I was emotional. Nobody goes out and says those things that I said just willy-nilly because, hey, you know what? Rape's a great train. Let's jump on that. Let's get that straight, people. Talking about rape does not make you popular, does not make you famous, does not make you rich, does not make you happy. Puts you under scrutiny of people and makes you have to deal with that thing over and over and over again. I wish to God that I didn't have to think about the word rape for one day in the next few weeks, because every single day I think about rape, and it sucks. It sucks so bad.
No, I know that. I see.
You know?
All right, Kat. Well, listen, we got to wrap it up, and I just want to thank you though for you know, we've had you talk about it these past few months in a kind of a let's tiptoe around it kind of thing. Like, I feel weird asking you about it all the time, and I know that I have a duty as a friend to shut up about certain details as well. So today, at least giving us the play-by-play of what happened, it makes me feel better for you also, though, now, because it could happen. It could have happened exactly in the same manner for some other girl right now, and she's like, "God damn it, there's someone out there who understands," and I'm gonna get in touch with Kat. Or there are some you can't really categorize rapes as you know how bad it was. It's all bad, but some of them are brutal.
Yeah.
Some of them are experiences where your life was you ended up in hospital and you could have died. They're different. There are different ways that it can happen. But one thing that needs to happen is you guys need to get together. You need to
and speak up.
You need to make a little bit of a change here in what's going on in the way our country handles this thing.
I mean, that's why I want to talk about it, Mo. Sorry, I want to be able to speak for people who can't speak for themselves. Mine is a little more public and a little more complicated, but speaking and telling people what happened to me is so freeing. To be able to say that I'm not afraid anymore, I'm not a victim anymore. I survived. Mo is right. There are people who get raped, who die, who get beaten, who kill themselves. Part of being a survivor of rape is not losing your own mind because of what happened to you and how much it's messing with your head. And part of it, getting over it.
That's why I want you to, I don't want you, as your friend, I don't want you to tell us who it is. I don't want you to tell anybody who it is, because I know this business, I know the online community, they're going to fuck you up, man. Kat, they're going to fuck you up.
I know.
The fan base, just of that show, you're screwed.
I know.
But at the same time, is it any more awful than some of these other victims whose lives were on the line when they got raped? That's what I want you to remember. There have been women who have been brutalized. There are women who have died, and there are women who have taken their lives because of something that they couldn't handle. And how could you expect them to handle it when someone does that to you? So if it's going to be am I going to do this for them, or am I not going to do it because the online fanatics are going to fuck me up? It's a battle. It's a decision you're going to have to make. But I do hope you do it for them, though. The ones who have been brutalized. And maybe the ones who haven't even, obviously, have been brutalized. Just for everybody who's been raped.
Yeah.
But there have been people out there that need you because of who you are and what you can bring to the table. And these people who ended up in hospitals and stuff like that, they don't have the venue that you have, Kat Alano. So, use it responsibly and get ready for the shit that's going to come your way.
I know.
And I'm not one of these guys that on a show will say, do you have a message for your rapist, or you have a message? If there's one thing you can tell the people in advance, that the moment you bring this out, the people that are going to say something to you, the people that are going to type a little message and say you're a liar or you're this, is there anything you can tell them in advance? Hey, before you type that, before you send that message, I just want you to know this one thing. It's a tough question to answer, but There might be something out there that's going to stop someone from sending a hate message your way, because in the end, I know you're his fan. I know you love his work. I know you love his show. I don't know how to word it, but I would word it something like, but you don't do this to people.
Nobody
if you
does
have a
this to
sister,
people.
if you have a mother, if you have a daughter, if you've got a, doesn't matter, man. If you
Yeah.
have a friend who's a female.
You know, this stuff happens all the time and nobody talks about it. And the reason nobody talks about it is because everybody shuns them. Everybody shames them and makes them feel like they should be embarrassed. And they don't even know the truth yet. In a lot of cases, if you want to do anything, listen first. Make up your own mind, make up your own decision, and make sure that you are not jumping on the bandwagon of a rapist. Because if you support a rapist, aren't you as bad as the rapist himself? Aren't you, Mo? If you let
as bad as the crime.
a rapist go free, you're allowing for other people to get hurt by that person. People who could be close to you. People always assume it could never happen to me. It's never happened to anybody close to me. Oh, we're a tight-knit family. This stuff doesn't happen. Wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But unfortunately, the way the world works, not all the time, but a lot of the ways it works is, unless it happens to you, you can't ever put. A lot of people can't put themselves in your shoes because they don't experience it. They need experience to teach them lessons, and that's a shame.
Yeah.
Again, I've had my own. So many. All of you guys know that in my own personal thing, it's like when people make fun of me about the whole abortion thing and all that stuff. I really just kind of sit there and I go, I'll just wait till it happens to you, because I know that in your ignorance, you say these things because of your ignorance.
Mm-hmm.
Just wait till it happens to you. Then you'll come back to me, and then you'll say, God, you know what? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for the shit I said about you, and I'm sorry that you went through what you went through.
Yeah, but see,
it's an awful mentality.
it shouldn't
to have,
even be that way anymore.
Yeah,
Mo. You know
it's
what
an
I'm
awful
saying?
mentality,
In this world where we have the internet and we have access to all kinds of information, people should be able to look up, to read about things, to understand them. Why should it be that you only learn about something when it happens to you? This thing is relevant to our entire community, to the entire world, okay? People don't talk about this enough. And we need to, because it's happening to people. It's affecting people. People are killing themselves because they're abused or raped or whatever it is. And it could have been prevented if people just talk about it. You know
what breaks my heart is when people call this show and they've made awful decisions in their lives and they are obviously going through some shit. And then I do that question that I say, where's your family? And then they go, oh, well, I was molested and stuff like that. And I sit there like, fuck, man, you see, it's not even, at times it's not even what you do to the person is what that, like, it's not the moment as much as it is also down the line how it affects them throughout their entire life.
Absolutely.
There are kids that, for example, get molested at 5 years old, and maybe at the time they don't understand what's going on. But then you'll see that at 45 years old, they're still making poor decisions and poor judgment calls that all tie into what happened when you victimized them when they were 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's that crime, that rape, the molestation, all that. It's so severe. It does so much damage. And it does it for decades and decades and decades. So for the person that decides to talk shit to Kat Alano in the next year, let's say, whenever this all blows into the great big thing that it's going to be, you have to know that just because it happened 9 years ago doesn't mean Kat was supposed to do something 9 years ago. And it doesn't mean that it's not going to affect her 10 years from now as it affects her today. It will affect someone for a very, 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 very long time. That's proof. It's proven. It happens to all of the people that have been victimized. It's not something that, oh, okay, it happened to me last year. I'm going to get over it in the next year or two. Some time has passed already, Kat. You should be okay. Why are you crying? 9 years ago na yun. Ang dami nangyari sa buhay mo in those 9 years. No, you're going to be crying about this for 10 years from now and 20 years from now. It's going to be with you for a very long time.
You've been through your own bad shit, Mo. You know what I'm saying? Does it ever get any less painful? No.
Of course not.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like people, they just make comments and they don't even think about it. They're like, bakit hindi mo sinabi noon? Bakit ang tagal? Bakit hindi yan? Ikaw ba? Nirape ka? Alam mo ba kung gaano kahirap magsalita? O may nakausap ka na bang rape victim? Tinanong mo ba kung gaano kahirap magsalita? Siguro may mga kilala ka ngang na-rape pero hindi ka kinakausap kasi ganyan nga ang iniisip mo. That's why it's hard for people to come out.
Even the expectation of you to get over it. That's the one. I think that's one of the things that makes me most angry. It's when people say, "Why can't you just get over it?"
And demanding.
That's
Demanding
the part
details.
that
It's like
kinda
it's not
drives me
your
crazy.
trauma. I don't owe you anything. I don't owe you an explanation. I don't owe you details. I don't even owe you a name. You know what I'm saying? And
Gotcha.
this is why, like, I was appalled when all this stuff came out. I was like, wow, I am seeing this. This is exposing our culture on a national level for me. This is me seeing what is going on with our country. And I know that a bunch of people have been hurt and are in pain and living in silence. And this is what they have to deal with.
Yeah, just like you. All right, Kat, let's get out of here. Let's,
Okay, are we coming back after the break?
Yeah, we're coming back. After
Okay.
this. Let's take a little break, little breather, and we come back. Try to come back with the funny,
All right.
if that's possible. Good Times with Mo, the podcast, season 3. Back.
Podcast and visit www.motwister.com.
All right, let's wrap it up tonight. I want to thank all of our listeners, people who downloaded this, people who called the program, and most especially, of course, to Kat ALANO for being here tonight. Kat, I hope this doesn't, hinder you from coming back to the show.
Absolutely not, Mo.
Thursdays are yours.
Yeah,
You know that, right?
I would never let anybody stop me from helping other people. You know that, and I
All right.
really enjoy doing it. And I want to thank you for letting me talk about this on your show. I mean,
Oh, absolutely.
you know, you and I have been friends for a while, and I really appreciate it. And you knew about this a long time ago, and I appreciate it even more that when everything came out, that you protected me. Actually,
Well,
more
yeah,
than anything
yeah.
else. And
Again, I mean, even if it just be, what am I trying to say? There's a lot of reasons why I would. I mean, not because you're my friend, but because of, in fact, yes, you were talking about the crimest of all crime, if that's even a statement. There's murder, which of course is the worst, but like I said before, with rape, it's just like murder, but except you get to be alive to relive it all the time.
right,
The trauma.
you have
of
to
it.
live through it over
I
and
mean,
over again.
they're both so awful, and they're both the worst kinds of things that a person can go through. But if there's one thing murder has on top of crime, is the fact that, okay, well, you don't have to ever relive it again. Like the victim I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But with rape, God, just imagine seeing that person, or in your case, seeing them on television, and seeing people applaud him, and seeing people fucking say the greatest things about him, and at the same time he took so much from you is so brutal.
Yeah.
That I just can't even fucking fathom that stuff. So me not saying anything about it, or me protecting you, or all that stuff, is half you're my friend, and half just the crime is so grave that all I can do is protect people who have to go through it, and like whether it be you or the next person.
You know what, though? Like, there is one thing that I need to tell people, like, this is for the victims, those who have been through it, too. People who have been messaging me, telling me I'm brave and all these things. Like, I'm not trying to be brave. I'm trying to tell the truth.
Sure.
I want the truth to be out there, and I want them to be able to tell the truth because it sets you free. You stop being a victim when you can tell the truth, and you become a survivor. And that's what we are. We're survivors, and we should be able to talk about what happened to us without fearing that anymore, And that's what I want to happen. I want people to start talking about it and being free of their own pain, of their own misery that was put on them by somebody else,
Yeah. I mean, fuck. Listen, if you guys want to read the article, it's on juan.com.ph.
Yes, juan.com.ph. And I want to say thank you to the team from Juan because when they heard what happened to me, they were so adamant that they wanted to help me because they knew me from before, and they knew that, I wouldn't just jump on the bandwagon about something like this if I didn't have something to say, and they gave me a chance to come out and say something. And it was a real big stepping stone for me to be able to speak up because I was too afraid to do it on my own. And they helped me.
Yep.
And
so thanks, Juan.
Thank you so much, Juan. Please do check out the article if you can, juan.com.ph. And we have a bunch of videos coming out about what I went through And we have an advocacy that we're working on at the moment and a campaign that we're starting. So please do watch out for that. And if you want to get in touch with me, please do. Reach out to me by all means.
Twitter,
Facebook. If you want to be personal, message me on there. If I can't respond to all of them, I will definitely read them. And I know, and I will speak up for people that need me to be there or just need me to listen, because sometimes that's all you need. Sometimes you don't want everybody else to know. Sometimes you just want to say it. Something bad happened.
What about people? What about people like, say, lawyers and stuff? Are they bothering you? And they're like, hey, listen, what's all of this about? Can we do any? You know how lawyers are. They want a piece of the action.
No.
Are you getting a lot of interest from them, or maybe networks or stuff like that?
No, not really. No.
All right. It's gonna be a big battle, though, my dear.
I know.
If you pursue it, it's gonna be a big battle. So, we wish the best for you. And
Thank you,
stuff
Mo.
like that, so.
I appreciate it.
Well, we'll see you next week.
Yes.
Kat, I'm assuming, I'm hoping. Want to thank also on at least in our capacity, the Globe for sponsoring our program. Globe's encouraging bikers and even non-bikers to help us reforest the Cordilleras. They're bringing in a fundraising through Gift Launcher. This allows you to create your account right from Facebook and easily share your wish list to your network. Donations can be made in various ways with a few easy steps. So if I were you, I would check out facebook.com/cordillera.conservation.trust. Want to thank our staff members for always doing such an excellent job. And again, we'll see you guys tomorrow for another episode of the podcast. I think we have Showbiz Bro tomorrow, and that dude that hosts this podcast with him, whatever his name is. We'll have them tomorrow. So, Kat, follow her on Twitter @CatAlano. Thank you very much for being here, my dear. We appreciate you so very much on what is a different kind of episode we've had today, but still very compelling. And if you ever need this venue, never hesitate. I mean, I know that this show, at least on Thursdays, is as much yours as it is mine. So whatever you need it for.
Thank you, Mo. And I hope now that, this actually allows people to call us up and talk about these things with us too. I hope this opens another door, because talk to us, please do. People need help to deal with this shit. And Lord knows I did. And I'm so lucky to have the few around me who helped me get through my own insanity. And so, me and Mo, we do this because we've been through our own shit. And,
definitely.
We know what it's like to be alone through it. So we're here for you guys.
Gotcha. All right. Well said. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Thanks, Kat. See ya.
Bye.
Have a good night, everyone. Bye-bye.